All right, y'all. Let me see. I'm not about to stay on here too much longer. Girl, girl, you can't trust nobody. You can't trust nobody, girl, not even your damn son. Wendy Williams' son, Kevin Hunter Jr., reportedly racked up a bill on his mother's Amex before the former talk show host had her brokerage accounts frozen. Kevin Jr. spent around $100,000 on Wendy's personal American Express card. This was her own Amex specifically, the insider revealed. Kevin Jr. told the Sun, I have vehemently denied any allegations of unauthorized use of my mother's American Express card. This is a false narrative perpetuated to justify freezing her accounts. A financial guardian took over Wendy's funds after her bank claimed in court documents that she was being financially exploited, suffered from dementia, or improper influence. Well, guess what, John? You're the motherfucking improper influence. I'm sorry, y'all. I had to do it. So, what do y'all think? I don't know what to believe at this juncture, but I don't trust anybody raised by Kevin Hunter. Do y'all think, I'm about to say, do y'all think he did it for his daddy? What y'all think? Right, because then it's gonna make it seem as if the bank not that fucked up. If your son is the one racking up all of these, all these charges. But we don't know if it's true or not, because the banks be lying trying to steal people money. But the bank could not be lying. And maybe it was done because Calvin needed some money. Who knows? I don't know. But what I do know is y'all gonna learn one day to stop needing to rest in your feminine all the fucking time. Something tells me that because Wendy Williams was so powerful in her work, she found it, like a joy to be able to rest in her feminine, allowing for Kelvin to handle everything, to handle most things. Because I believe that a lot of the issues she's having now, that they're not together anymore, is because he was handling too much of her business. That's why everything's fucked up right now. You can't tell me no different. You can't tell me no damn different. Okay? And not just that, Wendy is also somebody who I feel like doesn't have like a lot of good Judys. You don't have a lot of good girlfriends that, will be there for you. And, they won't be in court with you, Bernadette. They won't be Savannah, girl. And it makes me just wonder, because to me, honestly, Wendy looks like male identified. I'm never going to be friends with any woman like that because my husband is all that matters to me. My family is all that matters to me. And now the nigga done dogged me out and did me wrong. And my life has passed me by. And I don't have any people that I can call on, that I can trust, because my entire relationship with him, he's been isolating me. And I've been taking part in that because of my job. I felt like it was in my best interest to isolate myself. But now I'm older, I'm going through it, I'm not as healthy, I'm at a disadvantage, and now I'm being taken advantage of by everybody around me. There is a part of this that is Wendy's fault. And I know she has like, family in her sister, but it's not the same thing, y'all. Y'all know how it is. You can have a sister. That don't mean that you listen to her. That don't mean that you talk to her about what's going on with you like that. That does not mean, y'all are out here, count on me through thick and thin. Right. And that's another thing. She isn't a good girlfriend. Exactly. Because of the way Wendy has handled women, it makes me feel like she won't have women in her life that could help her or that she can trust, because she's not that person for anybody. And because of that, you don't have anybody that can help you or anybody that you can really depend on. The waiting on men to get out of jail convo put Drita from Mob Wives on my mind. She fought for him, waited for him, and everything with his kids, and he got out cheating on her and had been cheating. Yeah, that's what they do. But I don't know what's going on with Wendy. I don't know what to believe just yet, but it's all sad, child. It's all sad. Okay. I'm gonna talk about Irv Gotti lastly, and I'm gonna get off here because I have something to do at noon. So y'all, let's go ahead, because Irv Gotti has not gotten done being dragged for being a creepy ass old man. But I'm gonna say this, y'all, before I start this video. Why are y'all surprised? This is the behavior y'all allow. Why are y'all surprised? Like all of the, Drake versus Russell Wilson conversations, all of the, Boosie, free R. Kelly, you know what I'm saying? Like all of these male predators that protect other male predators in this entertainment, in this society, in this world. Why are y'all surprised when men are actually dumb enough to say it out of their mouths how they think and how they feel? And then they have no idea how that's come off to everybody listening to them, because they've been allowed to live in this bubble where they are allowed to sexually harass. They are allowed to basically scare women into being in relationships with them, into staying quiet about things. They're violent. They're allowed to do these things. Society tells them it's okay for them to act this way. And he gets up there and he says this shit for real to y'all. And now everybody's like, I can't believe Irv. Why? Why can't you believe? Why? The Russell Simmons, Diddy, we can name a whole bunch of them, like men that are, Child, 50 Cent, DJ Khaled. Everybody rubs me wrong. Everybody makes me feel like you're not safe. Like in one way or another. You may be safe for 5 minutes and then you're going to flip and turn into an unsafe motherfucker. But it's not surprising to me that this thumb looking ass nigga is a pervert obsessed with a woman he cannot have. Child.
He's coming to the studio every day, and our friendship and bond is naturally growing.
Okay, hold up. Let me see. Because I don't want no issues with no copyright.
Wear these juicy sweats. He's looking fat. He's looking great.
Oh my God.
Hey, I was like, yo, I'll take you home.
This why you can't let a nigga take you home.
Over crib. She turns to say goodbye. And I just kiss her and grab her.
So you just assaulted her.
On my own. And the Shanti's coming to the studio.
And then he says it was almost like, what took you so long? That's what he said. He was like, it was almost like, what took you so long? Was it like that? I need Ashanti's side of the story. Ashanti, were you in a willing sexual relationship with Irv? Or was Irv having some type of relationship with you in his mind? And whenever he would do things like this to you, it was not because you wanted it to happen, but more so you thought it was in your best interest to allow it to happen. Haven't y'all heard? Just let it happen. Just let it happen. That's something that they put into women. Just let it happen. Just let it happen. Plant that seed. Just let it happen. So whenever something's happening that you don't want to happen, but you're thinking about your career, you're thinking about how he's going to make it hard for you to put your music out. You're thinking about how he's going to make it hard for other artists to work with you. All of those things. All of those things. She never speaks on it. She always speaks to the other stuff, but not the sexual relationship. He always talk about them having. Exactly. And that's why I really wish that she would say something, because I would really like to know if this man was harming you or if you were really in a relationship with him. Because this shit don't feel like, sometimes when he's talking, it sounds like it's what he envisioned in his head versus what actually happened. Y'all know, like on that Netflix show, y'all know how, like, for the first season of he was having interactions with a woman, and we were thinking that woman was reciprocating, but we would see that that's not what was happening. He was fantasizing those interactions, and her responses were actually different than the ones that we were shown originally. That's what I think of when he talks. So I just wonder. I wonder. I don't even think she was 20 years old. Child, you know how they don't like to. It's terrible. Heart you, Bondi. I agree. Irv's actions match his aura. Thank you, Shinjay, for the super chat. I agree. This is not surprising at all. He feels weird. That feel weird. And that's just what it is. All right. Anyway, you guys, that's all I got today. That's all I got today. That's all I wanted to talk about. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. As a black woman, if she says something, it's not guaranteed to make things any better. You know what? You're right. But I just kind of feel like he's done so much fucking talking that I think that she should be able to respond now. And people are going to say things either way, but I would really love for Ashanti to get up there and with her whole fucking chest and her whole throat say how she really feels about Irv Gotti and the way he is constantly talking about his obsession of her as if it was some mutual relationship that I feel like was never really mutual. I would love for her to, dispel the bullshit and to check the shit out of him in a classy based way. I would love it. But I see she doesn't like to respond. But before we move on, before I let y'all go, some of the tweets. I had no idea Ashanti was being preyed on like this. And the fact that he's being given a space to speak on her like this is unacceptable. Who keeps asking Irv Gotti questions about Ashanti and why? Irv Gotti has a really fascinating career arc and story and had a real chance to redeem the Murder Inc. legacy, and he's choosing to ruin it all by being a dweeb about Ashanti. David, you would be right. Irv Gotti got Irv Gotti got to let it go, bro. We all had a girl we'd risk it all for, leave or get away. But we get over that shit. Irv is like 50, still hurting over some pussy he had when niggas was 160 pounds wearing 3XL tall tees willingly. Irv Gotti is a weirdo. But let's not act like it's It's far-fetched that he pulled Ashanti when he was at the peak of his career. Y'all praise women for finding ugly men with money all the time and old white and black sugar daddies. Mike, let me set you straight here for a second, sweetheart. Um, it is very much possible that she could have been interested in him, which is why I want her to speak on it. I do, because I am interested to know if she really was in a relationship with him. Sure. However, his placement in her career, the owner of the record label that she wrote, produced, sang, and performed music for, puts him at a position to be in control of her career in a way that means he should not have ever thought it was okay to overstep boundaries with her, because even if she wanted to be with him, there's a question of, did she really want to be with him, or did she think it was just in her best interest because of her career? Like I already said. Another thing is Ashanti is not a broke, and there's no disrespect, but y'all know women that don't have anything. Yeah, a woman that doesn't have shit would love some ugly rich man to take care of her. But Ashanti is literally in the fucking studio writing until her fingers are falling off for everybody, including herself and J-Lo. Do you really think she working that hard so that she could fuck a nigga she not attracted to? All for her to end up with Nelly? Yeah, no. Yeah, no, I don't know. I don't know. To me, it feels like if she thought she wanted him, it was from a young girl position. If she thought that she wanted him, it was in some way because she felt like she should. Not because her nether regions were really getting turned on for him. And again, I say, she was not in a position where her only option was to fuck him or have nothing. Like that wasn't her only option in this situation, because she made money for him by writing music. Like I said, not just for herself, but for other artists. So Ashanti was of value to him, whether she was screwing him or not. He's an asshole, so he's not going to act that way. But what I mean is, for her, she recognized that she was of value to him and more just a vagina way. So she doesn't have to think about their relationship from that standpoint the way a young woman would who was just there because, they say get some girls in the studio. She's there working. So no, like she doesn't have to be in the mindset of, oh, I want any old ugly man just because he has money. Like, cut it the fuck out. And I really want Mike from Michigan to also know that every woman is not okay with fucking some unattractive man for money. Like, not, where do y'all get this from? not every woman is walking around with the capability of fucking niggas that are the same age as her daddy. Because I never could. So I find it, quite alarming that y'all think that every woman has the same mentality, that they will go and have sex with somebody they are extremely disgusted by just so that they can be taken care of. There are a lot of us that went to school and got jobs and shit so we wouldn't have to do those things. Hello, Mike from Michigan. Hello. The thing that a lot of you, maybe not you, but a lot of men complain about. Okay. Producer, hey Ashanti, there's a Murder Inc. documentary that we're doing, and we would love for you to be a part of it. When can we interview Ashanti? I'm good, love. Enjoy. Click. I love it. This man Irv Gotti is legit reflecting on his relationship with Ashanti like he James St. Patrick when he was with Angie. Irv don't talk about the mother of his kids with as much passion and anger as he talks about Ashanti. Move on. That's gotta hurt. Let's say it did happen like that. Have some respect for her. He's telling all this for what? No one wants to know about him and Ashanti's sex life. What the fuck? It's a documentary of the past. Yeah, it's a documentary of the past, sir, but this is where that delivery that you niggas like to talk about comes into play. Because you could talk about a woman without talking about her like she's just a sexual object for you to master and control. Because when you say that, her ass was looking good, fuck the good song that she was writing that's about to make me millions of dollars. But her ass was looking good in her Juicy Couture, pants. So when I took her home, I grabbed her and kissed her without asking her or inquiring on if that's what she wanted. I was just hoping for the best. So yeah, bro, it's a documentary, but at the same time, don't y'all feel like there are some things that don't need to be discussed, even if it is a documentary? Especially if it's something that's being discussed through the gaze or the mouth of a weird ass dude that may have revisionist history when talking about these things. Meaning it's a documentary, but we don't know if this is true. Can I get some proof? Can I get some documentation to prove that this happened since a documentary from the past? Because he can be up here lying, okay, since Sado Millions. He can be out here lying. Irv is over 10 plus, hold up. Irv is over 10 plus years older than Ashanti. No, yeah. We need to stop acting like it's okay for a 30-plus-year-old producer, label owner to get involved with a 19-year-old singer trying to break into the biz. The power dynamics are not even close to being equal, and that's before we even talk about Irv's wife. Thank you, ma'am, so much for saying it. If she was with it, I don't see the problem, but that's the question. Women do tell-alls all the time with not an ounce of importance compared to this. Where's y'all outrage then? See, the difference is when women are talking about their experience, and this is what I was just talking about I was just talking about this. Women will simply be talking about their experience or what they went through, okay? Men are out here creating a narrative based on something that makes the woman seem like she's less than. And it can be the truth or it can be a lie, okay? But I do understand your point. However, there have been many women who have come out with books and tell-alls, and there was extreme outrage. Have you ever heard of the Vixen Diaries? Have you ever heard of Confessions of a Vixen? Okay, because if you've ever heard of Corinne Steffens, aka Superhead, and more recently known Elizabeth Overseen, okay, then you would be able to see and know your history, that she was torn apart not only by the men in the hip-hop industry, but she was also torn apart by reputable women, i.e. Oprah, Tyra Banks, and any other black lady that had a television show that wanted to interview her so that they can dress her down and make her out to seem as if she was, some sad excuse for a woman to put these men's business out there, as if these men did not make the decision to have sex with a woman outside of their relationships, outside of their marriages. They absolutely were outraged. Monica Lewinsky's first book, I don't know if they were that outraged. White woman shit. But I definitely can remember, usually when there was a tell-all back in the day, you niggas were upset. That's why everybody had to sign NDAs on Basketball Wives. What are you talking about, Boy Wick? You don't even know what you're talking about, Boy Wick. Just out here running your fucking mouth. There was outrage. See what I'm talking about? When they add things to the conversation that aren't factual, they're just trying to discount whatever the woman's viewpoint is. It's always to be in opposition, never to add anything of value. Opposition based off things that you are actually lying about because people were actually upset. Anyway, Ashanti probably gonna have to send Irv a cease and desist at this point. Don't even say nothing that rhymes with the name Ashanti. Irv was obsessed with Ashanti, talking about we was in love. Nigga, nah, you was. That's why you was confused about Nelly. Okay? I know Ashanti chooses to ignore her, but I'm gonna need her to either clear some shit up or send a lawyer his way. And that, my girl, is where we'll end it. Okay. So I appreciate y'all. Don't forget, check me out. I was on Heavenly's YouTube page. We talked about and reviewed the latest episode of Married to Medicine. It was a very good time. Y'all make sure y'all go and check that out on her channel. Make sure y'all also check out the latest episode of Now That We're Grown. I did Boomerang, and I'll be doing Baby Boy Friday. Jamie Carter, thank you for the super chat. I already decided to boycott that documentary, but the clip's just showing me right. He casually talking about preying on her as a teen when he was 30 plus. That's another thing. I didn't know the age, but you're like sitting here talking about the illegalities of you forcing yourself on a teenage girl as a 30-year-old man. It may not have been illegal because she was of age, but it feels like you forced yourself on her either way. Gross. Fun with Renika, thank you for the super chat. Ashanti was successfully convinced to let her voice be used for other singers. I don't trust her judgment back then. He took advantage of her. Thank you. Okay? Are you Ellie? Stupid ass. Trudy So Fine, thank you for the super chat. Thank you, Bondi, for your knowledge you share. I listen to your lives and videos with my almost adult daughter. So helpful. Oh, thank you. I'm glad y'all enjoy it. I appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all. Everybody that be seeing me out, I appreciate y'all when y'all come up to me and say, hey, just so y'all know. Okay. Jay Jersey, thank you for the super chat. Even Fat Joe said he didn't see any vibe of them. Child, neither did what you call them? I'm reading the Vixen Diaries now. Hey, Cynthia. Corinne says she enjoyed the Oprah interview. Tyra, not so much. Girl, I just remember how terrible her hair was in one of them interviews. But you know who? You're right. It was Tony Braxton that Oprah made feel like shit. My bad. But I remember Tyra. Tyra used to make everybody feel like shit. Okay, Tyra made everybody feel like shit, girl. But anyway, I love y'all. How often do I cut and dye my hair? Every 2 weeks. But anyway, y'all, I love y'all. I appreciate y'all for coming through. And I will probably come to y'all later on with love and hip hop bullshit. All right. We'll talk soon. Bye bye.